Out comes Celtic with only one change from last week's game. Maciej Żurawski is back in the starting lineup in place of Kenny Miller, who has an ankle knock. And I think a precautionary move by Celtic. I don't think it's all that serious, but I think they're holding him in reserve for Manchester United on Tuesday evening. There's the Inverness side. One change there, of course. Mark Brown was sent off last week. You probably saw on our programme, and in his place comes reserve Michael Fraser. Michael Fraser getting his chance in a team that has been playing very well. Played well last week against Hibs, just nipped in the bud eventually, and a very good-looking team. There he is, Michael Fraser. Difficult one for him today with Celtic on fine form. Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink, one of the goal scorers, scorer of 4 goals this season. Remember, he's had a long spell off from injury. Thomas Gravesen getting into the Hubble, scored a hat-trick last week, his first ever in the professional game. Shunsuke Nakamura, Japanese international, and of course the pictures of being all the way to Japan, where he has his avid followers. And there's Kenny Clark, referee for today. Don't know why he's advertising and pointing to it. Well, 3 days away from Manchester United, but Gordon Strachan has been getting his priorities right, or at least making it clear in public what his priorities are, by saying the championship comes first. Of course it does. I think it does for even the great neighbours, but there's no doubt, I've felt in the past, that sometimes a game, and a very important European game looming on the horizon, does affect the minds of certain players. We shall see. Anyway, there's a first free kick against a team which is always very well organised. And it's floated. Żurawski was after that. Now, here's the man of the moment. Wanted to play a much more aggressive attacking role. Gravesen going in hard there. Pursued here by Graham Bain. Boric putting it out of play. Yes, I was impressed with Inverness's organisation against Hibs. Hibs played some beautiful football at times, but they found it hard to pierce this defence, which starts way deep in midfield. Play an intelligent game. Bain was nowhere near that, and there's a little touch here. There's a chance. They've got to take the chances and the deflection. They were all in there. Barry Wilson was in. Daga was in, and there's the ball played across here. Wilson getting just beside it. There he is, and there's a deflection. Deep ball in. Boric came for it. Out by Gravesen. Now Nakamura. He's taking his time waiting for players to come up, and they do. And Żurawski got support on that far side by Lennon. Nakamura again, 2 men round him, realising how dangerous he can be. No free kick. Referee says played away here by John Rankin. I think that's Celtic's ball. Yes, Bain, who works on his own, works his socks off, by the way, on his own. I've seen him doing that so often, and of course scored that, nabbed that goal at Ibrox recently. Yeah, it's played away down there, and Żurawski trying to get in behind. I think Celtic will miss Miller's pace in this match. Miller has turned out to be a great asset for Celtic. Of course, scorer of 5 goals, so they'll miss him today. Point about Celtic is, though, they have a very good bench indeed. We can always bring on interesting replacements. Trying to move the ball about intelligently, and they do. Gravison, neatly judged. Telfo on the side, easily mopped away. I think you'll find that, as I pointed out, the good man markers Inverness, they're always well organised, very simple in central defence with Dodds, and there's an offside flag. Free kick. So we're out there on the left, and that was very close indeed. Not too happy. Well, the young goalkeeper hasn't been really tested yet. Caldwell got that down. Well, they get players forward. It's not just a case of, I mean, Bain has left on his own a lot, but they invade from midfield very quickly. That's what's good about them. They defend well and break well. Gravison. Maloney. Gravison again. Pivotal figure at the moment in midfield. Telfer. Nakamura trying to find a little space in there. That's good turning. That's a great save, Zaraski. At his very best there, he had to negotiate a quick turn, which he does very well here, getting away from his marker, Darren Dodds. Difficult angle, but the goalkeeper stood up bravely to him. Way to that far post, and Michael Fraser will be delighted. He said, one, a very good save, and then going for a cross ball with so many tall players in the box and clutching it well. Slight fall there by Naylor, but he recovers. A good ball played out, taken there by Tokley. And Naylor said made a tremendous impression in the Celtic squad, especially in Europe with the feeding of players inside him. That great left foot of his. Nakamura. Did it 3 or 4 times. Players must know exactly what he does, but he gets away with it. It's timing. There's Telfer. Well, that won't do. Vinegar of Hesselink in on it, but overstretched. Nicely brought down there by Vinegar of Hesselink. Crossed by Lennon. He judged that very well. That could have been intercepted. Vinegar of Hesselink to Nakamura. Just took on one too many. Gravison going back there. Good interception by Gravison. That's another indication of the way he can tramp up and down between the two 18-yard lines. Very effective. As near his own goal as further away from it. Push that time, Kenny Clark. And I think that Gravison tackle ought to indicate, it's the ball pushed back there, ought to indicate to Inverness that if they're going to attack, it's got to be very, very quick. Celtic players backtracking very effectively. Very good at Hesselink coming way back deep there. The Celtic manager would like to see him further nearer the penalty area. Caldwell. I think the very presence of Gravison there put the Inverness players off. It was Bain who came back very deep. There's free kick, push there on the big Dutchman. He'll get a lot of this. Darren Dodds coming in from the back, trying to make sure he didn't get that first contact. Here's Telfer. Gravison in that very tight position, a little bit too obvious with that one. Bain. Neat ball inside, Dargo chases, McManus gets back. This is the real style of Naylor. He set that up, he wants to come himself, he's got a good left foot, goes to his right, this time, great play. Wonderful play by the fullback. It originated with him and he wanted to finish it off as the pressure still continues. Lennon. Naylor again, that's an inviting ball, great play. Vinegar and Hesselink did get his head to it. But there's the man that's making Celtic tick at the moment. We saw that run originally, and there's that beautifully flighted cross which the Dutchman almost put away. And a major warning to Inverness of what could happen if Celtic ply the ball to the fullback here. Well, fullback's probably an old-fashioned expression for a player like Naylor. He's really a wing-back. Zaraski just lacked that little bit of pace there. Certainly got after it with determination. Just hooked away. Grant Monroe, very solid, very dependable. Getting that final touch. Played by Toclade, now Barry Wilson. Very surprising for Wilson. He's usually a very competent player in situations like that. He gave it away far too easily. Telfer. Gravison. Two bald eagles in the middle of the park there. Sometimes confusing. Both doing different kind of jobs there. It's going to be a longish one. Inverness cover it reasonably well. Swept away eventually by John Rankin. That was a lower one, tried to take them on. Maloney trying to get a shot and goal. Can't quite get in. Inverness under pressure at the moment. Bain did that very well indeed. Here's a counter. McBain. Just touched away. Well, you could see exactly what Inverness had in mind there. Get the ball inside and get upfield very quickly, and they almost managed it. Duncan. Bain. Dargo. Well, that's all McManus could do there. Now, I've watched Inverness before in the past, and when they've been under pressure, they can come forward like this, and good one-touch football almost pierce the defence. Trying to explain exactly what he was about there. Barry Wilson. Good defending clearance there. It was Zaraski who had come back, fulfilling that defensive role of his. Now Naylor. Lennon, offside by about a couple of yards. Bain gets a touch, and I think the boot was up high. It's going to be a free kick, indirect. Arguing about it, but here comes right up, almost took him in the face. Good decision by the referee. John Rankin there, signed from Ross County. Well, it comes from Bells Hill. Now then, Wilson's there. So also is Russell Duncan and Rankin. Looks as if they practiced this one a bit. No, a simple one. It was Wilson who got the final touch, but not clever enough to beat Boric. Swing it away from the goalkeeper enough. Very good at Hesselink. Good play by Zaraski, just a little bit unfortunate that came off the head at the wrong angle. Inverness certainly trying to make a game of it and play some football on the deck, moving the ball around. That's their style. And of course, they've lived with a handicap of far too many people writing them off. I mean, from the onset, they were considered simply relegation candidates. Goalkeeper coming for this. There was a touch there, but I don't think Zaraski was going to get hold of that anyway. But showing fair pace, all building up there. Played it away, and it was a delayed reaction. I think he might have been touched. Watch it again. Just outside the box, in fact. Meanwhile, as we watch that, up the field come Inverness, and they've got themselves a corner kick. Well, they have big men in there. He's very useful indeed, and that's another corner. Naylor getting to it. Watch it coming in. Oh, McManus. So, just about 17 minutes gone. Inverness playing reasonably confidently. Well, now that's another corner kick. 3 corners in a row at Celtic Park against Celtic is no mean feat, I can tell you. Although, having said that, I think that ball needed to be chipped away from the near post. It would have been much more effective. Here it goes again, Boric, not all that confidently. Away out there by Neil Lennon. Not exactly a purple patch for Celtic at the moment. Way by Gravison this time. Decent ball put in there. Tokely goes for it, and again Bain. Argo swept it out. Now Wilson. Easy ball there for Caldwell to take. Good jumping there by Venegood of Hesselink. Maloney. He has the pace and the trickery to take them on down that side. Zaraski comes up and just delays a little too long. Here's a move here, yeah, easily brushed away. Low ball in this time. Nakamura. Excellent play laying it out there to Maloney. Back to Telfer, and that is a poor ball this time. Eases the pressure, and Inverness will be delighted that moves are ending up like that. Watch Nakamura. Look at the way he can fiddle the ball around like that. And all ending lamely. Well, there he is, right in the middle there. Beside Thompson, Kenny Miller, Pearson on the other side. A man with a future, a man with a past. I mean that in the nicest sense of the word. Free kick to Celtic. It's deep. Bain. Good running forward. Very good play by Inverness. Dargo overpowered eventually. That ball should have been swept away. Wilson was clear on the right-hand side. And so typical of the way that Inverness can break from defence. They come back against opposition and numbers, moving the ball, about one-touch football. Good play. Play by Monroe. That was Lennon who got to that. Picked up by Bain. Dargo. Spread out again. Tokley. Needs a little flick on. Didn't quite get hold of it. Good play by Lennon again in a tight situation. There's a break by Gravison. That was bad play that time. Hastings. Will be a corner kick. Can't afford to give the ball away as easily as that in midfield. Watch this. Very weak effort there by Richard Hastings. And now putting his team under pressure out of nothing. Well away, but nobody picking it up for Inverness outside the box. Lennon now looking for the target men up front. Very good Hesselink missing out on that. I think Inverness were lucky to get away with it that time. Beautiful diagonal ball. McBain plays it in. That was great play. Dargo wasn't far away from that. Lovely sweeping move by Inverness. Very loose in midfield, Gravison. Playing well within himself today, Gravison. Not making these runs that we might have assumed he would make today more and more, given his hat-trick last week. Almost a cautious kind of game. Here's Lennon. Now here's Gravison. Didn't even look for the 1-2 that time. Dargo. Into McBain. Just a little bit fortunate that came off Nakamura. I think they were going to lose contact. The central defenders of Celtic would have picked that up easily. Another throw. Nobody really in the middle there for Inverness though. McBain again. Lovely little dummy. Dargo wanted it back and it almost got through there. He almost prodded out between the two Celtic defenders. Once again, very good play by Inverness. Though Hastings just gets to that, he had to. Nakamura was just behind him. McBain apologising for that bad pass. That's a beautiful ball played in. Zuraski. Yeah, very good at Hesselink. Well, you could see what he was trying to do. He gets a corner kick out of it. It could have been even worse for Inverness. Well, he went inside for this. Initially back to goal. Good turn. Gets a corner. Gravison up at the near post for it. Well, you saw what happened at Love Street. Alan Dodds with that final touch there. Now watch him, the Danish international, just getting that flick across goal. Almost paid off. This time it's very deep and just on. Is it over the line yet? Still not there. What a tangle. It was like a rugby scrum eventually. Now then, what will we see out of that? I mean, you couldn't see the ball there from this position anyway. Here's Maloney. Well, that was nearly the first 20 minutes of the first half remaining. Celtic haven't come as close. Telfer. Gil Lennon found himself in a very good position. Now the break. Inverness with it. Barry Wilson. Gravison coming back, covering a lot of territory. And he gets a corner kick out of that. They dragged the Celtic players now. Here's this scramble. Watch it. From our position up here, you couldn't see where the ball ended up. Still difficult to see. Very good of Hesselink, tries to put it in. Did that ball go over? Now let's have a look at that again. I think that ball was over. And it goes, and it's just past Bain. So close to it. As we were watching that, over came the corner kick. A cluster of players, and Celtic actually haven't defended these at all well. And watch it coming back across here, and Bain, well, why did he miss it? He went for it and seemed to duck underneath it. An amazing couple of minutes we had there. And ball, free kick. Now then, that'll be controversial. From looking at that again, I think that ball was over the line. It was initially difficult to tell. We'll have a look at it again, don't worry about it. Maloney touches it in. Wild shot that time. Yeah, now let's have a look at this controversial moment. Here's the cluster of players around there. Here's the ball there. It seems to go through the legs. And that, well, is it? Did it curve round? Now, from the first view, it looks over the line there, and then it hits the line and goes between the goalkeeper's legs. Astonishing. Well, your guess is as good as mine. Let's just... I think it was a goal. Here's Naylor. Good running there by Maloney. Can he get to it? Neatly tucked away by Darren Dodds. Very effective but straightforward player, Dodds. Good in the air, gets his feet, covers well. "15 minutes of this first half remaining. Decent ball played in again. That's fallen well to Maloney. Tried to swing it past the goalkeeper. And Michael Fraser has shown no traces of nerves. Had he, this would have gone in. He took that from a blind position, the keeper. Good save. Barry Wilson. Got a lot of pace to his play, Wilson. That's a decent ball. Good defending, though. McManus read the danger very well to get across. They're not here by Hastings. Dargo gets that little touch. Not the best of clearances there by Boric. Hanging his head there as if he's slightly tired. I don't believe that, but maybe it's the body language of disappointment that he didn't quite get hold of it properly. Just touched away. Right there by Lennon. Can't be caught in possession like that. Totally does that very well. Kept his eye on the ball. Not at all mesmerised as sometimes Maloney can against defenders. He has really very good feet, Maloney. He just played away too much. Caldwell wasn't there, and Boric. Well, when you think of it, when that ball was played there, John Rankin coming in might have played it to other players to the side of him, but I think the very fact of you playing at Celtic Park and you do see an opening, you've really got to go for it. Here's Naylor. Nakamura. So one or two little touches on the ball that have been delightful to watch. Now Gravison, is he going to go for it himself? Has to lay it off. Telfer, not the best ball by Telfer. Had to have a little bit of altitude to it. Far too direct and low. 13 minutes remaining of this half. Naylor. Good interception, Lennon picking up. I think he thought McManus was just that little bit nearer him. Oh, Bain, lovely little touch there by Bain. He should have laid it off though. Free kick. Flanagan down here now. He had a little shimmy there that took the ball away, but he ran into trouble. Good play by Gravison, opened that up very well indeed. Here's the break, Dargo. Oh, that once again it was Lennon coming back, negating that move. Nothing spectacular about it, but extremely effective. Gravison in that pivotal position again. So often Naylor picks it up. That's a good ball. Well, the service from the left from the back is infinitely better than it is from the right. Going to be the long one again. Very cool play indeed, Grant Munro. What was a very tricky thing to do in a confined space like that. Good timing and back to the goalkeeper. Here's Lennon. And that pick up by Gravison. Seen a lot of Naylor today. He's been as influential as any other player. Caldwell. Had to be put back by Nakamura. Celtic confined to their own half at the moment though. Look how deep Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink had come there. Up to the halfway line, near the touch line. Another indication he wants that ball. He's not seen as much of it as he would like this afternoon. Well, here's a man who might provide a beautiful ball into the box. He does. This time just a trifle too near the goalkeeper, who again displayed really impeccable touch, no nerves. No indication of any slip-ups there. Just played in, Bain. Oh, he didn't go for the 1-2, Wilson. Didn't feel inclined to do that. Nakamura gets some space for Caldwell. There's a break by the central defender. A bad ball by Maloney. He thought there was going to be plenty support on that side. Now it's still Clay. It's a decent ball inside, and a shot there again. We've seen John Rankin coming forward like that from midfield and picking up in an area where he should have been covered. And he had to snatch at it though. Fraser trying to get some length on that. Not really succeeding. Here's Caldwell. That's a very good ball by Caldwell. Superb pass by Caldwell. But brilliant defending by Grant Munro again. A real piece of precision passing there by the central defender that almost paid off for them. Way to the far side, and Tokely was the first head to it. Well, they have some big men up there at Celtic, but so also are the central defenders of Inverness. No, I think he just ran into the player. Here he goes. On the other hand, having watched that again, I think he's right to complain. I think there was a free kick. Cunning piece of play there by Tokely. He got away with it. So we have just about 5 minutes remaining of this half. Well, it's been an interesting game, and I'm sure the talking point, if nothing else happens before half-time, the talking point will be that scrum in the goal mouth. Was the ball over the line? Bain, and again. Wilson, a little bit too hard from Duncan, couldn't get the quality pass in, and that's the goalkeeper's ball. Zuraski. Is it too much? Oh, he gets a corner kick out of it, and that's the pace and acceleration beautifully exploited there by Sean Maloney. Putting everything into it and winning the corner kick as we approach half-time. Well, Gravison was coming in to try and get that again, but it was well defended. It was actually Bain who came back there just to make sure he couldn't touch it. Another corner kick, Nakamura. Swinging away this time. There's nobody forward for Inverness at the moment. He's got to hold on to it, and he does. Well, that's a very poor ball there, played forward by Russell Duncan. He put his hands to his face in anguish. Zuraski wants to fire it goal. Tokely defends well, just stands up tall. And they have to push it out of play. I make 3 minutes to half-time. There will be some added on time, but I don't think all that much. Play has flowed almost continuously. Maloney. Well, every time he comes forward like that, Naylor, you can see that nervousness about this Inverness defence. It's a very good ball, and it's in! The first goal, Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink. All the danger really has come from Naylor, and coming at a crucial time here. Once again, swept in high, heading down there and then flicked it. Difficult ball for them to gauge, and the Dutchman getting that final touch just ahead of Dodds. 1-0, and very often Celtic have scored right on either the half-time whistle or the final whistle. An indication of just how determined they are. Just felt that although Inverness have played very well in defence, that the kind of pressure, especially the high loop ball from the left-hand side, would reveal something for them. Another chanting his name, Jan Vennegood of Hesselink. Given away badly by Maloney. Dargo all on his own. Needs some support. Bad pass by Dargo. A little bit nervy that time. Now Celtic going for the second before half-time. Still in play though. Maloney. Gravison, Neil Lennon rather, had picked that up. If it had fallen to Gravison, something more would have happened. Nakamura! Good defending by Dodds this time. Corner kick. Now make it just about 30 seconds. I don't think there'll be any added on time. Here's Nakamura again. Cross goal it goes. It was appealed for hands. Now then, the Celtic players certainly felt it was hands. Let's watch this. Another controversial moment played in here. Did it come off the top of the arm or the shoulder? Kenny Clark is adamant about it. Another corner kick. Well, according to my watch, we're over the 45 minutes. And very good at Hesselink, and past this time. You can hear the crowd in the background. They felt that there was justification in that penalty plea. And indeed, no time to take the goal kick. Celtic going 1-0. Well, should it have been 2-0? Watch this moment here. Now, at this moment, this little curve that the ball takes, it looks as if the ball is clearly over the line. And yet watch it as it comes past the goalkeeper. It was a spin. Did it curve over? From there, it looks like a goal. And then it's on the line. Very difficult to say. In any case, they clarified the situation with this beautiful ball played in by the immensely talented Naylor and flicked across goal by Zaraski and in by Jan Vennegood of Hesselink. So Celtic lead at half-time by 1-0.
Addition time now on.
Inverness to start the second half, 1 goal done, but who scored that goal? Now the benefit of half-time is that you can look at slow motion replays from different angles and it looks a bit clearer that the last touch to the Zaraski header was by Darren Dodds, no less. So there he is, Dodds going for the ball just now. So sorry, Jan Vennegood of Hesselink, you did not score your 5th goal of the season, although we certainly tried our best for you. And it was, we think, on reflection and on goal. So, Gravison couldn't quite get it forward. Oh, look at the space Maloney found there. Again, claims for Dodds in handling, but that ball was played against them. I don't think any referee would have given that. Baines on his own, 3 players around him. Just away from Rankin. It's actually been a very good first half. I thought Inverness gave a very good account of themselves. They play good football. They're not intimidated by being at Celtic Park. They get forward in numbers. As I do say, Bain does play a lot of it on his own, but they get up quickly in support, and there's offside. Well, didn't look like it from that angle. Touched on by Bain. Rankin, a little bit slow going for that. There he is again. Good running. This offside though, that was well put in by Dargo. He really has an instinct for the net. Difficult ball. He is offside given as he ran forward there. Slipped it in nicely enough. Here's Nakamura. Nobody at his back though. Nakamura. Here's Maloney. Wanting to go at this defence. Neatly curled ball in there. Zaraski almost got his freedom. Telfer did very well, saw it. Maloney fighting hard for it. Here's Tokley. Bain. Real wrestling match there with Caldwell. I think he was complaining that he was fouled that time, but the referee will have none of it. Richard Hastings on the left-hand side giving the ball away far too easily. Lennon. Plenty of time for McManus. Naylor. No, can Celtic make progress through Lennon. Zaraski. Telfer. Celtic at the moment not making much progress. That's a better ball down the line. Nakamura trying to break. Beautifully taken there by Dargo. Caldwell solidly in. Aaron Dodds. Given away with Duncan and a free kick that time. Duncan right across him, pushing him right out. No doubt about that one. Now here's Caldwell. Sort of play by Caldwell that time. Should be touched to the side and is. Good defending by Sean Maloney there. Ball being given away far too easily. Poor play by Celtic in midfield. Bain tries again. Well, he did get to it, but close attention. Once again, Maloney had to come back into the penalty area and add his presence to it. Some slipshod play by both teams in midfield, and this time Inverness almost benefiting from it. Nice little touch by Jan Vennegoed of Hesselink. Another free kick in a very good position. Really set up this one for Nakamura. In actual fact, I thought Maloney had lost possession of the ball there. No way he was going to get it. Maloney's there, Nakamura. And Inverness can ill afford to lose a goal at this stage. So early in the second half. One goal in it, might stand a chance, and what a tepid effort there by Maloney. No problems for the substitute goalkeeper, Michael Fraser. Well, by substitute I mean he's playing in place of Mark Brown today. Free kick, this time the other way. Not the brightest starts to this half. Deep Bain might just get a little touch, and he does. And back again. That's a decent ball in, and Dargo was almost there. Good play again by Inverness. They haven't given up. Far from depressed by losing that goal so near half-time. They're still going at it. Bain, good powerful work. Good defending there, Caldwell coming across it. Maloney tried to accelerate. Played on beautifully by the Dutchman, and now the pull. Cosmopolitan attack there. Played out to Wilson. With a bit of hesitation there, and Caldwell decides not to let the goalkeeper come for it. One of these difficult decisions to make, running hard back towards his own goal. Just getting the touch across. One of the best passes of the game so far has come from Caldwell, although he has made one or two little nervy missed passes as well. Several players up, and very good of Hesselink way back here. Zaraski. McManus, simple thing, get right underneath the ball, get it away from the danger zone. Breaks nicely, Maloney, Zaraski. Side down, that'll be the first booking. John Rankin right in there. Yellow card. There's Caldwell. Telfer. Very tight to the line, but the Nakamura likes this kind of play. Gravison wanted a 1-2 played to him. He gets it back, almost got it back. Goalkeeper comes for it and just gets it away, no more. Really are cornered there. Telfer. Now Nakamura. Well away that time. Monroe did it well. Offside. Well, good play by Celtic coming back there. Nakamura. Injury there. Caldwell, who is down. Took a knock on the side of the leg. He's a little bit fragile looking. Might run it off. He has to go off of course, but might be a little bit of concern about this. Let's see. No, I don't think there's any movement down in the Celtic bench about replacement. Well, in fact, there might be now. I think they've had a closer look at this. And we might be getting a replacement. And indeed, I think the player is finished. Yes, he just acknowledged that to the manager as he went past them. That's it. So onto the field will come Darren O'Day. The Celtic win that corner kick just as we were watching the young substitute coming on the field now. On he comes. And up he comes right away to the corner kick. There's Maloney with it. Away by Tokely. Maloney again. Nakamura. Tokely behind it. Grabberson. And that ends that little burst of pressure by Celtic. Goal kick. That's all he could do. Taken by McBain. Good positional sense here again. It couldn't be brought down by Dargo. Not emphatically enough. Lennon just recovered. Well, the ball isn't out of play. Dargo tries to get back to it. is very, very scrappy at the moment on both sides. Here's Maloney. Naylor with that curving ball again. Causing havoc in the defence, the way he puts it in. And not so far away from Lennon. Remember, he almost did a lap of honour around the Kingdom of Fife when he scored it in Fairmont. Here he was again, so close. Well, by comparison with the first half, this has been rather poor fare. I mean, the game really flowed, counter-attacking by both sides, but not so good, not the same quality. Dargo. That was a slice, I don't think he meant that at all. Well picked up. Lennon right behind it, Nakamura. Here's Tokely coming up, the big defender, scored a couple of goals this season. Now Wilson. Maloney going with them. They got the corner kick out of that. I thought Wilson might have been able to whip that across without accepting the corner kick. Once again, Maloney has been playing his defensive role as well in this game. That time, still in danger. McManus up positively though. Zaraski, good play by Zaraski. Still can't put it together though, Celtic at the moment, especially not in midfield. Baines on his own, needs some support. Again claiming it was fouled, the referee will have none of it. And away goes Nakamura. This is interesting. Got very good of Hesselink, not going to get there. Darren Dodds is. All they can do is put it out. Well, Inverness was sucked forward for that, and then came the counter-attack. Well, his arm, I think, Baines' arm was out there. Certainly the Celtic player was right down his back. Here's O'Day, the substitute. Telfer. Nakamura again. This is where it's breaking down for Celtic at the moment. Forced into putting that back. Now Naylor. That could have been a decent ball by Naylor again. He's had a great game. Not just in his anticipation like that, reading the game very quickly, but that superb crossing of his with his left foot. Very neat play by Duncan, confident with it. Swept away. Picked up by Duncan again, seeing more of the ball. They were screaming at each other, Dargo and Bain there. Not quite sure why, I think it was Dargo's fault. Zaraski. Well, that's a brilliant piece of play there by Gravison. Not only in wrong-footing his opponent, but deciding to try and curl the ball away from the goalkeeper. Really was quick on it. McManus superb in the air again. Nakamura, nobody was behind him. It's a bit of a gamble. Dargo lays it out well. Well, that's a decent ball to Barry Wilson. Off balance though. Good play again by Tokely. I mean, he judged he couldn't have made a better pass under the circumstances. And Barry Wilson made a hash of it, although to be fair to him, it was a difficult ball to make anything of. Halfway through the second half, still only that one goal in it. Looked like a trip, the referee waves play on, and Bain sent it the wrong way. Nakamura now gets support. Maloney, he'll win a corner kick. Quickly taken, that's a decent ball, the keeper takes it well. He hasn't let his side down at all. Second string goalkeeper quite nerveless this afternoon, because it isn't easy to come here, especially as he's not been playing regularly. Indeed, Gordon Strachan was saying before the game in an interview that it's difficult to keep goalkeepers on their toes. You know, the second and third string goalkeepers. There is a difference in the intensity of games in the different leagues. Just a little bit too obvious that time, Naylor. We're going to have a substitution now, and it looks like Barry Wilson is about to come off with Dennis Wyness, who came on at Easter Road last week as a sub just about the same juncture. I've always liked Wilson. Good player, mobile, intelligent player. So, on comes Wyness. Largely experienced player. There's shouting and bawling going on from a little give back into that left foot again. Gravison, that was Lennon to Gravison. Must say Zaraski did very well to get hold of that. Zaraski again. Muted appeal for an infringement that time. Nakamura has fouled. Well, the game is so patchy. There are little moments like that when you see a touch of magic from this man, but in between, very ordinary fare, I have to say, by comparison of with some of the games I've seen at Celtic Park this season. Decent ball in, and that was close. Jan Vennegood of Hesselink, always useful in that area, got the back header this time. Goalkeeper shuffling across his goal just to make sure. Good touch by Bain. Dargo. Beautiful ball put forward that time. Almost got it through. Lennon breaks it up. Gravison played well in midfield that time. Telfer. There's Nakamura. Plenty space here for Lennon. Naylor again. Look at the judgment of that. Just touched away from Zaraski. I think we'll see plenty of Naylor doing this against Manchester United as well. He was wonderful at Old Trafford in the first game. That's it. Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink, right in the middle of the box there, with that last final positive touch. And that certainly is his 5th of the season, without any doubt. Just picked it up here, one touch. No ambiguity about this goal. And that's why he was brought to Celtic Park. That's in the 27th minute. Totally inside, nobody there for Inverness. Zaraski, that's a decent ball, Lennon. Zaraski, now he'll try the shot, and it wasn't far away. Well, Celtic have come alive again. All of the ordinary fare we've seen, and this shows it up itself. A real spark has come into Celtic's play after that goal. Totally well cut off by Gravison, parading that area in midfield now effectively, not coming forward all that much. Here's Maloney. Nakamura, he'll try the shot at goal, didn't quite get hold of it. We've seen him do that before, taking it to that area, inside the penalty area, and then trying to curl it away to the right-hand side of the goalkeeper. He didn't hit it properly. Looks like another Celtic substitution is imminent, as McManus went down. Here's Maloney. Nakamura. Here's Naylor. Fura passed that time. Almost caught in possession. That was very dangerous to try and go forward into Celtic's midfield like that. Left exposed at the back. Right over the top, free kick. Inverness playing it square that time. That's a decent ball forward. The goalkeeper should have it all the same. Boric. I'll make it 15 minutes left. Just got away with that, Boric. That was very, very close to being. Yes, the substitution will be made now. It's Gravison who's coming off. Looks like a man who doesn't like to come off, doesn't he? And Bannigo brought that down brilliantly. Plenty of support that time from Telfer. No penalty. To Hastings. It's a poor ball. Nice for the reverse pass, but the flag was up on the far side. And it does look as if Inverness are crumbling slightly, lacking the conviction they showed in the first half. Bain did get the little touch. Nothing much has happened for Darga this afternoon. Looked promising at times. Just knocked away. And whipped. Bain lying down there. Still injured. Celtic almost making the break. Just kept in. Hastings. Winus. Celtic quite happy to concede that, cornering them. 12 minutes left. Try for the longish one. Not all that effective. Eventually away by the Dutchman. Did very well with that. It was an awkward ball. Go to Celtic. Kept his eye on it very well. A little bit of juggling and then away. Woday, the substitute. Naylor. Emphatic ball put forward there. Zaraski almost in on top of it. Naylor put right out of the game that time. Well picked up by Nakamura, quick on the uptake that time. On a free kick, Dodds bringing the Japanese international down. Seems to be quite amused by it all. He should be, because it's certainly within his range. That's the free kick. Well, Maloney again is going to try that. His last effort wasn't all that brilliant, but he can score spectacularly. And he does the same again almost. I thought it was in the back of the net there. So did he. Swinging round. Ooh, that was very, very close indeed. It's clipping the wood. Pushed out there by Telfer. Some poor tackling there. That was Winus. Maloney doesn't get that one this time. Well, Inverness were forced into that. I mean, totally could do nothing else. Celtic really harassing them in that area, effectively. Here's Nakamura. Out to Naylor. Naylor kind of losing the head there with Bain. Dodds back with it. Celtic picking up the balls in midfield though now. That's a good ball by Jan Vennegood of Hesselink. Jarosic. Celtic spreading the ball about, getting a lot more width into it. And in the first part of the second half, Nakamura picks it up. Bain. Tokely. Not much conviction about Wyners going for that though. Nakamura. Well, Inverness were claiming that should have been a free kick. That's certainly given.
Please go to the first aid room in the main stand. As a south stand. Jim Delorley, who's in the north stand from Cleland, please make his way to the main first aid room.
Beautiful play by Nakamura, held back. Might be a booking this time. Just a warning. That was a pull back. Jarosic. But he hasn't really had to face any real pressure in this game. Well picked up. I thought Zaraski has played very well today. And that was a beautifully judged pass. Lennon picks it up. Telfer comes in. He was going for goal that time. Wasn't interested in spreading it about. Wonderful ball played across there. And the fullback decided to have a dig. Yes! Clean-cut header. Using his height to advantage. I think the very fact that that ball was played well away from goal, well away from the keeper and the centre defenders, made it not any easier for him, but it gave him a better opportunity, and he grabbed it. 3-0 with 5 minutes remaining. Well, 3-0 and Celtic emphatic winners of this game, but I must say Inverness have made a good game of this. Period in the second half when it was all scrappy and not going anywhere. I must say overall Inverness played some very good football. Offside against Bain. So Boric, game drawing to a conclusion. I make it about 4 minutes left. That's a free kick. I think for the next few minutes we might see McGeady, just to give him a little run. Bain couldn't get to that, and I think he was falling at the same time. Another free kick. It was McGeady. Well, the obvious replacement. So he'll operate where Sean Maloney was. Tries to get some depth into that, and that's another free kick. And very good of Hesselink, really laying himself about, using that height and weight of his good physique. Well, it was taken quickly, and I thought quite legitimately. 2 minutes of added on time, by the way, which means we've got about 4 minutes of play left. He's touched away. Nice little nutmeg that time, Rankin. Well, it's a decent enough ball. Lennon doing very well again, filling that little gap. Had to. Zaraski, decent ball, dodge. Giddy tries to get away with it. Kept his eye on the ball well. Once again, Dodds getting behind it. Now Jarosic must be delighted with his goal. McGinney. Jarosic wants to let fly and does not a bad effort. And I think he's showing the positive side of his nature. First there was the headed goal, and then that blasted goal there, just scooped underneath it slightly. And these breaks by Inverness are infrequent now, and the passing has become a little bit erratic. They were causing Celtic one or two problems in the first half with the movement and the one-touch football, but it's all petered out now. Well, we're there by Lennon. Nakamura. Jarosic. Celtic, I think, even though they're 3-0 up, will be glad to hear the final whistle. They've a lot on their minds now. One of the games of the season facing them. Manchester United will be here. It should be some game. Giddy. Oh, the goalkeeper did well. I think again very good of Hesselink, just simply took his eye off it. Thought the goalkeeper had it first time. Got his body behind it, which was the most important aspect of it. He said, not a bad afternoon, the young keeper. Winers weakly forward there. Giving the ball away in dangerous positions. Bain. Bain almost got the touch. Just slipped away from him. Jarosic again. Zaraski. Very good mobile game today. McGeady's in there. Well, they're keeping possession, Celtic, and I don't think they're all that concerned, and nor should they be. The final whistle goes. Comfortable victory eventually. Handshakes there all round, and yet very good of Hissling. Involved in the first goal. It was played across here. We now conclude with a forensic examination that it was an own goal. But nevertheless, he was in it, and there was no doubt about the way he dispatched this one in for the second. And then that header by Zaricic, putting the game well beyond Inverness, and wasn't he delighted. End of a useful afternoon for Celtic as they look ahead, looming in front of them, one of the games of the decade against Manchester United. Celtic 3, Inverness 0.
There's live Bank of Scotland Premier League action with Hibernian and Celtic this Sunday on Setanta Sports. With a string of 12 league wins in a row, the Hoops will be favourites to take the points. But new Hibs boss John Collins will be up for the challenge as he takes on his former team for the first time. That's Hibernian versus Celtic, live and exclusive this Sunday at 1 p.m. on Setanta Sports.
Celtic complete a clean sweep of SPL teams as they notch up their 11th consecutive win. And Man United are in town. We start the build-up to tomorrow night's big game in the Champions League on tonight's Daily Huddle. Hi there, welcome along to Monday's Daily Huddle. So in an action-packed show, we'll look back at Saturday's game against Inverness and start preparing for tomorrow's game against United in the Champions League. The current Premiership leaders are in town, safely tucked up in their hotel up at Loch Lomond. Let me introduce you to our special guest tonight, making his Huddle debut. It's a very warm welcome to former Celtic and Man United defender Lee Martin. Lee, it's an absolute pleasure having you here. Lovely to see you.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
So before we look back at Saturday's game against Inverness Caley Thistle, for the younger viewer who may be unaware of Lee, here are his playing stats, the Celtic playing stats.